Show, GetBackers, was one of my 12 shows in 12 months, and I was given it by somebody who admitted that they didn't remember it too well. As a result, it actually piqued my interest more than most, because the whole point of me doing something like this is to watch things that I typically wouldn't. For those who are new to the reviews here, at the start of the year I requested 12 shows from 12 different people and committed to watching them by the end of the year. That list is on screen now. The names in bold are the ones I've watched already, with all of the reviews available over on the blog. In theory, Get Backers is the kind of show I like. A high-action show with little bits of intrigue and mystery, mostly episodic with a couple of longer and stronger arcs. Unfortunately, it really starts to stumble in the second half after the first of the major arcs, and the one-shot episodes become far more comic relief than actual substance. It also has some serious problems in character writing and dips heavily in production quality as the series progresses. As always, there are some spoilers ahead, particularly regarding the first half of the series and the first major arc. The basic premise of GetBackers is that Ginji and Ban run a recovery service, promising to get back any lost item with a 100% success rate. Ginji has the ability to produce and control electricity, while Ban has absurd physical power and can produce dreamlike illusions upon making eye contact with someone. And that's just about it to begin with. The early episodes introduce the GetBackers and a range of side characters, mostly as antagonists to start with, before then switching sides later on. Those episodes are pretty good one-shots, with simple missions designed to introduce the various powers on display and bring together this misfit cast. From there, it moves into an arc surrounding the Limitless Fortress, a place where several of the cast members grew up and where Ban and Ginji first met and fought. And this is where the show really hits its stride. The mystery of the fortress adds a level of depth, and the longer arc allows for better conflicts and interactions. It's also where that ends, unfortunately. The episodes after that go back to this episodic one-shot style, but without the character introduction or the mystery to properly back it up. Most of these episodes just end up being comic relief, and some of them even use the same setups and jokes multiple times over. There's a couple of okay ones in there. The Natsumi-centric episode has some genuinely amazing moments, but it's pretty poorly handled filler that the final arc cannot save the show from. It's a shame too, because some of the characters are a lot of fun. Ban is a good shonen protagonist, well-intentioned but arrogant to a fault, despite so often falling short of his goals. Ginji has a lot of depth to him, which then makes it frustrating that he's so often used as a running gag rather than an actual character. The other major characters from the Limitless Fortress, Kazuki and Shido, don't really have a lot going for them, but they're not bad either, they're just a little lacking. They do help make the first arc there have a lot more impact than if it were just Ginji with a connection to the place though. Meanwhile, Akabane, or Jackal, feels very influenced by the aesthetics of shows like Hellsing, and he ends up being a little one-dimensional as a character as a result of that. Himiko is the biggest character to talk about here, I think, and one of the biggest misses in the show. Her setup is fantastic. The use of perfumes as an attack leaves her with some obvious strengths and weaknesses, and the exact selection they give her means that she has a range of fighting styles while also having some clear constraints. That's almost entirely lost beyond the first Limitless Fortress arc, where she's quickly reduced to damsel in distress status, despite us repeatedly being told that she's comparable to the other cast members. She also consistently loses and needs to be rescued by Ban. Their interactions are good, and the backstory there feels really strong, but the anime doesn't delve into that as much as it would need to have it really pay off. For what it's worth, Heaven the Negotiator falls into all of those same pitfalls. She's introduced as someone who's consistently 2 steps ahead of everyone, but before even the first arc begins, she's reduced to looking towards the others to bail her out. I think there's something worth watching in here, mostly in the first 25 episodes, but it's so hard to justify that when it falls into all of the 2000 shonen pitfalls. The pacing is horrendous, feeling rushed most of the time while also having long stretches of filler, and the early cast members get pushed aside as new ones take center stage. I think this is a low 6, close to a 5, but a 6 out of 10. But it so easily could have been higher too. And if anyone does plan on watching this, there's a whole handful of episodes that can be completely skipped over that would drastically improve things. If you like this video and want to read more of my reviews that don't make it to YouTube, or if you'd like to support me in making these, check out the links in the description, and I hope to see you here again for the next one.